Everybody, in the last video I showed you all how to draw the outline of a gingerbread figure, and as a reminder, there's a poll out there right now on if you want to see a video on how to add details to your gingerbread figure. Go vote on that poll. It is open right now. Alright, so today I'm going to show you how to edit color details. We don't need a reference because we're just going to spray one fill across. And of course we can't just, there's no one single inequality that'll fill across. We need to do it in pieces. I'm going to work my way from right to left, and for places where there is symmetry, such as the legs and the arms, we'll just duplicate the inequality and just flip the signs. I showed you how to do that in the line video. It's the same idea. Right. So the strategy for filling in lines, first let's make a folder to put them all in. I also just realized from the last video that when I made the lines, they didn't actually fall underneath. So the way you check is if you collapse your folder and the equation don't appear to be hiding, drag up underneath the folder. The equation will indent for you, and that'll tell you that it's in line with the folder. So start with the coloring. You pick up the equation with that's the I call it the most restrictive. And what I mean by that is if we're say both of these start at 4, but this one ends at 3.3, where this one ends at 0.79. So 3.3, we're going right to left, ends earlier than 0.79, and so we want to restrict ourselves to this line here. I'll go through the process and you'll see what I mean here. So grab this equation here, and we'll paste it in here. And this is the lower equation, for lack of a better term. And we want this to, so that's why we're going to use a less than or equal to sign, y. And notice that all the values I use above this equation is now filled. And we want the upper bound. We want this top equation to bind where this fill is going to be. I'm going to grab this equation and paste it in here. And so for our inequality, we're going to use 3.3. The better way to get the inequality is from this bottom equation here. And so this entire inequality happens to be everything we need. And so you can see that we just filled this piece here. And now we're working our way over. We want to see between this equation and this equation here. This one is still the most restrictive, and I want to go this a little quicker by selecting the entire equation to the right side of the y equals. You don't need to keep the y equals. Going to paste this in here. We already have the inequality. We got that for free. So this is going to be the lower bound, and the upper bound is still going to be this top equation here. We can actually grab it from here. because it's the same one, is still the same line that's at the top here. If you want to, if it makes you feel better to click the equation, grab it, and paste it up there, that is totally fair. All right, I'm just gonna jump down here. It helps me see the coloring better. So for the legs, same process. I'm gonna grab the entire equation, and then our top inequality is gonna be, got it from clicking on this line here. All right, continue the process. All right, in this case, this line is ending earlier than this curve here. And so I'm still going to grab the entire inequality. And let's grab the top part of the equation. And we want to use this boundary here. And that we can get, let's use the same one as the blue one. What is the left value? 1.503. So that is going to be this piece here. And now between this equation and this one here, this one ends early. Yeah, I'm still going to grab the entire equation with the inequality defined. This one actually starts where this one ends, and so the rightmost x value is 1.503, I believe. Yes, it is. And the closing value is going to be 0.79. So now we can say this is, we want to shade everything above it, and we want this equation to cut off the top. All right. Now for the head, we're going to start from, I'm still going to go right to left. I'm going to have one piece that's going to go between the lower half of, it's going to go from where the arm intersects all the way up to the end. So that, I think we can get away with just using a normal circle inequality. And so let's grab this whole equation. All right, that fills the entire circle. And let's say we want y is, no, not y. You want everything to the left of this arm ends at 0.79. So it's going to be minus 0.79 for the left half. I think we could chain this with another inequality. 0.79. Okay. So that just saved us having to write, rather than writing two separate inequalities, we just write it once, and just define the boundaries once. Now for the middle piece, we want the top, we want to shade the entire block from the top piece of the head down to the bottom piece of the leg. And so we're going to use this equation here. And that is going to cut off at 0.79. I think we use that number plenty times. And we want this to be cut off by the top piece of the circle. That is this equation here. Scroll this up so it's easier to see. So that's going to be the square root, the positive solution, that'll keep the top half. 1.9 squared minus x squared, right? So that subtracts x squared to the other side. We take the square root of it, that'll undo the square operation here, and then what's left, we're going to add 0.78. 3.8, excuse me. All right, and so now we can mirror all that work we did across. So we know that this is the arm. And we know this is going to be everything reflected over. So that's going to be this one added. It's still the bottom half, so I think we're fine. This is also being added. Actually, in fact, my weird inkling tells me it's easier to copy and paste just directly. We already did the math, right? So why do the same work twice? So the values that we should really be copying is just whatever the inequality that we had for here, we'll just move it over. And then flip the signs and the inequality symbols as appropriate. All right, so do the same process. And for inequality, I honestly think it's easier to just do the work all over again rather than I think I just lost work. Shoots. That's okay. This is easy enough to calculate. We can bring that back. Yeah, I think I made the mistake of accidentally overriding one of the inequalities. All right, so we'll grab the bottom of this. Top half. And this, I think, should have just grabbed that whole inequality while I was at it. If you want to jump to the end, I think the end key will take it right there. Yes, it does. And the top half, I messed up somewhere on whilst copying and pasting. 4.2. Rather than trying to work out where the difference is, I'm just going to just copy. I'm just going to paste over the entire thing. All right. This leg, same thing. Hit enter to make a new entry. And this top half is going to be this one here. This one we want whatever restriction we used on that half the leg. I'm going to hide it so we can click on, so we can select this equation. All right, and then for this one, same thing. The gain from here is that we keep the -2, but this one is going to be whatever this value turns out. Well, whichever this number turns out to be. This one less than or equal to y is less than or equal to this equation here, and this is going to be, just copy and paste it rather than trying to remember what that number is. All right, and now this should be the same thing as the strip of black here. Let's grab the whole thing. Accidentally grab the top piece here, that's totally fine. So if you do that on accident, use greater than or equal to y rather than less than. Otherwise, as you saw, it shaded everything above it, thinking that that we wanted this to be our bottom boundary. This is less than or equal to this line here. And the inequality is not this, but rather where this black strip ends, which is minus 1.503. And it's going to be where this line ends, which is minus 0.79. All right. So you do the same thing for this strip here. Let's go this line. It's less than or equal to the top half of this, which we can get from just solving for y here, as 1.9 squared minus x squared plus 3.8. And this, we want this to be between, this red strip ends at minus 0.79. And let's do the same thing for this one. Same equation. And it's a similar inequality. 0 is less than or equal to x. It's less than or equal to 0.79. Now, notice I put the color above the lines. It's because Desmos works from top to bottom, and so I want for the lines to still be on top of the colors here. And And if you're looking to get brown, it's the same method as we use for the solid lines. And so I'm still gonna mix blue with orange, putting blue on the bottom and orange on the top. But if you prefer a different combination, I think the only other one I see here is red and green. If you're preferring that one instead, go for it. It is your graph, so I'm not here to tell you how to color your graph. I tell you how it's done, but in terms of what colors you use, I let you make that judgment. All right. It'd be helpful if I pick the equations in the right order. I think I actually duplicated this twice, didn't I? All right. Want to duplicate this one? As far as the actual tutorial goes on how to use inequalities to shade it, we have reached the end. As always, I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, leave a like. If not, let me know what could have been done better. And hope you enjoyed. And I'll wish you a safe and happy holidays because it's that time of year. I'll see you in the next video.